here we go. Season 2, cracking a beer.
Oh, we're live, huh?
We are live. You want to crack a beer?
I will happily crack a beer. Ooh, there's even another. There's even a second thing for me that I can't see. That's cool.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Season 2. You know, we started season 1 with Zach here.
Did we really? I thought so. That was somebody else.
And now we're starting season 2.
Well, let's
I don't
do
know.
the
I don't listen to my podcast.
Well, I'm curious, what constitutes a season? Because I feel like we've passed like 3 or 4 seasons since
because I want to do these in chunks. I want to do these weekly for a little bit and then take a break and then do these weekly for a little bit. This is really good. All right.
Weihenstephaner.
We are drinking a Weihenstephaner.
Weihenstephaner.
I think you're skipping over some letters.
No, Weihenstephaner. It's German. It's a Weihenstephaner.
Hefe Weissbier. Hefe Weissbier.
This is actually one of the first brands I ever drank that actually got me liking beer.
Really?
Yeah. It was the Doppelbock and the Corbinian. Unbelievable.
I like most German whites. It is, what does that say, 4%?
Really?
My eyes are dog shit. Nope, this way.
Hold on.
Right there.
Stand by. 5.4.
5.4. My eyes are dog shit. Here we are in the new studio.
Woo.
Same room, new studio.
Right.
This is fun. It's different.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot more comfortable than the like really cramped, like all crowded around the desk thing.
Yeah, but I still have the table here that I think if I get more guests, maybe that's the way to go.
Well, you got to remember your roots.
Yeah.
you can't
bloody roots.
Can't get rid of the table.
The world's oldest brewery.
Yep.
Do you think that's true?
I believe so. I want to say it was something in like 1400s. They've been around for ages, and their recipes haven't really changed all that much.
Yeah.
That's why they've got that really strong banana and clove note.
I
that I really
love that with German whites. That you're drinking banana bread.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, you should try the Doppelbock by the same company. You should try everything by the same company because
maybe I will.
Weihenstephaner is fucking awesome.
Apparently, it's the oldest brewery in the world.
That's quite the claim.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I wasn't there.
At some point, I want to go to Germany because I really like German food. But more and more, I'm realizing that I don't actually like German food. What I like is German food made by French people because German food is bland and tasteless.
Yeah. I do like German beer, and I notice that has become more and more thing in this area. I think the IPA market is just so cluttered that people are going to toss out other things.
Yeah, I think the novelty of something that's unpleasant to drink has rapidly wearing off, and people are starting to realize that they like things that are pleasant and good.
Yeah.
Though, oh man, I had something recently that blew my goddamn mind. It was an IPA with really, really, really low bitterness units.
Sure.
And so it was really just floral and like hoppy, but the hops didn't have that aggressive like back of the throat bitterness.
If you would go back to season 1 of Cracking a Beer, my discussion with Cameron Belchelder, he actually discusses how to do that because he's a brewer, small time brewer, but he discusses you can make IPAs that aren't dog shit and you can make them more dog shit, and here's how, and he goes through it. I don't remember any of it because I don't.
Here's how you can make it worse.
Yes, which some people like.
I mean, okay, I might be completely wrong about this, but if I remember correctly, the reason IPAs have that strong hoppy flavor is because they would be shipped over great distances, and so they would load them up, and then over time and over the temperature changes and things like that, the hoppiness would start to fade, and then it would turn into more like a normal beer. But we don't do that anymore.
Is that it?
It's just like that's like the rest. That's how the recipe is the way it is.
That makes sense
because like some people would just crack it right open and start drinking it and not let it just sit for ages. Which, I mean, I don't know how much fact that is. That was told to me by some drunk dude at a tap house. So let's take that with a grain of salt.
Drunk guy logic. I like it.
It's the kind of thing that sounds just enough like bullshit to be true.
Yeah. You remember when Family Guy did a bit on that? They're like, hey, let's make up some stuff. Did you know that Kevin Bacon is John Lithgow's nephew? No, but that's something that could totally sound right.
Yeah, sure. No, I believe it.
Yeah.
You could tell me that, and I would leave it for about 8 seconds, and then I'm like, wait, hold on.
Hold on. So normally when I do this show, I just want to get in and
you gotta work on your mic discipline, yo.
No. What?
You keep going off mic. You're all the way over here. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay.
I normally have nothing to talk about. I just want to drink beer and talk. But with you specifically this time, okay. I did want to talk about something.
See, we were already on the flow of conversation, but okay, you've got something to whip out here.
Slapdash Studios.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let's talk about this.
Gross. I was specifically like aggressively going to avoid the topic, but
No. This shameless promotion. This is what we do.
oh, cool.
This is what we do.
Oh no, there's shame. You can't see it now, but my face is beet red.
Why?
Because I'm super embarrassed.
The fastest growing D&D podcast in the world.
Fastest growing. Thank you. I'm sure.
I don't really know that. I wasn't there, but prove me wrong.
I think we just broke 100 confirmed audience, which is not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah.
On just iTunes or all traffic?
All traffic. Oh, well, hold on. Not including Spotify and not including a few others. Basically just iTunes, Google Play, and I think Stitcher.
Well, then that doesn't include me because I go through Podcast Addict.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think I love the fucking program. It's so much easier than any other podcast accumulators. But it does crash on me sometimes. I think it's because of my old phone.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I had a couple of people say that it wasn't on there. And so I
I put it on there.
Oh, okay.
I know that it's in their searchable database now because I specifically put in your... If you remember, I asked you for your RSS feed.
You did. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, so I don't know if they said that before or after that, but you should be able to search it now.
Yeah.
Aggregator. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone knew what it meant, but...
The hardest thing right now is looking at the stats because, like, I have so many friends that I know should be listening, and I know they haven't. And I'm just like, God damn it! If you assholes would just listen to this shit.
So all of my podcasts have about 4 listeners, so I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I think I have listened to 3 individual episodes of your podcast, one of which was one in which I was already present. So
yep.
I could not listen.
I don't care if anyone listens. Just at least subscribe and make me look good.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
At least make me look good.
At least make me look good. Well, what kills me is like I've got friends who I know love D&D. They love like Adventure Zone and stuff like that. I'm like, you should be listening.
Yeah. So let's talk about this this current D&D podcast.
Yes.
It is called the LUA.
The League of Ultimate Questing. LUQ.
Nailed it. A's and Q's are the same thing.
So the League of Ultimate Questing is it's basically a world where in where adventuring is treated like a major league sport. I don't know if you ever played like X-Crawl way back in the day, but it's kind of like that. Basically, a group of people submit themselves to be a member of the league. They go through approving, and if
like Running Man and shit.
Yeah, sure. Basically,
yeah,
it's basically
without the imprisonment,
right?
Or maybe.
I mean,
who knows?
Who knows? But I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with it. We're getting a lot of very specific responses about things that people like, which is nice.
Yeah. Let's shout out the cast real quick.
Oh yeah. So we got Sam Frost, who's playing Arvid, a Firbolg, which is like a kind of like almost like a Nordic half giant thing.
When I heard the name, it made me think of. Have you ever watched Norseman?
No.
It's one of the main characters is Arvid. It's it's a show about Vikings, but it's half comedy.
Oh, okay.
Give it a shot. Anyway, but Arvid Firbolg.
Yes, she is a Firbolg barbarian. Eventually, she's planning to move into a half druid, half barbarian, which is going to be awesome. Yeah, because 5th edition druids goddamn rule.
I mean, I think all druids rule.
Yeah, but 5th edition's so much better.
You ever play Warcraft?
Yeah.
Druids was the best.
I don't like Warcraft. I don't like World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft druids were the best. Boom Kim, what's up?
But no, I mean it's really her. I love her character so far. She's very like eager to prove herself, and she's the character itself is a male, and that gets really confusing for me. I've always been really bad at that in D&D. Like day to day, I am great with personal pronouns, but Jesus Christ, you put me in a D&D game, and I'm just like
because you don't really know that person. It's more conceptual. It's harder to do.
Yeah, no. If I'm playing with somebody who is non-binary and their character is not non-binary, I will always call their character they, because I won't be able to distinguish the difference between the person they are and the person they're playing. But no, like Arvid's fantastic. She definitely got she definitely got more comfortable with the second recording, which I'm really excited about. Alante Barakat is awesome. He was introduced to us by Josie, Chris motherfucking Josie. Excuse me,
motherfucking Josie, who's been on this podcast before.
Nice,
season 1.
Yeah, no, Chris motherfucking Josie introduced us to him, and because he was like, "Oh, this guy might be interesting. He might be good for it," and he was unbelievable. Like he was the only person who we interviewed for characters, and who just right away we loved.
Nice.
Which is really nice. And he's playing like a sorcerer who was like created by these wizards. It's really like kind of scary and weird how his like backstory.
So he's like not a clone, but like a construct, but is really a person.
Not quite. I think it's more like
a test tube baby.
I think it's
kind of thing.
I think it's more like they tortured him until his magic presented itself, kind of thing.
Oh, so they created him.
Yeah, they made his sorcery.
They
manifest.
made him not him as a human.
Human, I believe.
Human?
Yeah. He is a human.
Yeah, not him as a human, but him as a sorcerer.
Yeah. And then we've got Michael Loving, who is playing Haruthax, which I love. So Haruthax is...
Both of those two, great on the voices.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Arvid... the only problem I have is that Alante is terrible at speaking up. He's very quiet.
Yeah.
He's such a quiet lad. And so I often have to go in and like amp him up in the editing, which is frustrating. But I love his voice. I love his kind of like sultry, sexy guy character. He's doing a great job of that. But Michael Loving, who's playing Harthax, he's a dragonborn, but it's inspired by like a swamp crocodile.
But he sounds like a lizard.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So he's
in the voice, you can tell. But it's not like overly hissy.
Yeah,
but I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but you can tell.
The idea is that he's kind of like this. It's almost like he's Creole. He wants to be like this like French swamp crocodile kind of thing, which I thought was a really cool idea. But
not to interrupt, but have you ever had alligator?
I have not. I've always wanted to.
So the Montage in Southeast, they have alligator bites. It's the best meat I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. I've heard that like alligator meat is amazing, but alligator fat tastes like rancid swamp water.
That makes sense.
And so like you have to be very careful when you're trimming the meat, because if you don't get the fat gone, you can get a bite that just like instantly tastes like sewer.
That sounds gross.
Super gross.
But what it tastes like to me was
if you say chicken, I'm going to punch you in the dick.
No. I'm going to, but don't punch me in the dick. But no, it's the best chicken I've ever had in my life. So there's the closest thing I've ever tasted to it was one time I accidentally, and it was awesome, cooked some sausages above chicken on the grill.
Interesting.
So it had the sausage drippings into the chicken the whole time. It was similar to that, but better.
I specifically didn't eat on my way because I didn't have time, and I'm so goddamn hungry.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about foods. So what's your favorite foods?
I will not do this.
If you were on stranded on an island, would you have pizza or hamburgers?
I would have sushi, probably.
I mean, you could just get it right there.
Yeah, right.
It's right there in front of you.
Yeah, that's how fish work. You just reach out, grab them, and then you put them on rice, and bam, you got sushi, baby.
Pretty much. That's how I do it.
And then you got me. I'm playing
the Russian.
I'm playing Artyom Volkov. He is a. The idea was, so way back in the day when I was on like 4chan or something like that, because I had no taste, there was a meme. The idea that what if the Drow were played like they were like Russian refugees, and so like it was like this series of letters written to his like cousin Vitaly, and he'd be like, Vitaly, no, in Overworld you are not constantly being bitten by spiders. You do not be dragged into the sex dungeon to be treated as a breeding slave by giant spider women. It's fantastic. And so I heard that idea and I was like, oh my god, that sounds so great. But then I also had this simultaneous thought that Law kind of inspired me with. What if there was a drow who worshipped the sun?
Oh, that's great.
So he worships the god Bren, and in this world, the sun god Bren is a god of suffering, not a god of like growth or renewal, but a god of agony.
Okay.
And so like the idea is that his arms wreathed in fire drag the burning sun across the sky. And so
gross.
And so he Artyom sees the pain. Artyom. He's seeing the pain of seeing the sun is to him the love of God, and that suffering is his penitence for working as the poisoner and apothecary for Drow royalty.
Okay, so, I like it. No, I like it conceptually.
Exactly. So, and his religious symbol is a moth drawn to a flame. So, which is very appropriate. So that's like his whole deal. But so far, I feel really weird.
Does he wear sun goggles?
Right now he does.
Nice.
We just got him some shades, but Right now I feel
because
really...
his future's so bright.
Shame on you.
I know burping off mic is the number one thing you have to do on this podcast because you will burp.
I feel really awkward because we keep getting comments about how much people like Artyom.
Oh, yeah?
And I don't know how to react to that. like Law keeps sending me these screenshots of like, oh my God, I love the Russian drow. And then they're like talking about how much they love the jokes. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus, God, stop.
My favorite thing when I was listening is to hear you go straight from talking in the accent to cackling in like this high-pitched your voice. If he dies, he dies. Ha ha ha! You know, whatever it was, it's just like it's his voice is definitely not your voice.
Yeah, no, it took a lot of effort, and it took me calling on my childhood because like my mom being a single mother with 2 kids and like 2 jobs. She couldn't manage to take care of us all the time, so she handed us over to a daycare, which was Nadia. Nadia was she was my supplemental mother who was there to teach me Russian, feed me holodets, and all the other weirdest goddamn Russian cuisine. And like for the whole first huge portion of my life, I was like fluent in Russian until I was like 6. Really? And then as soon as I started growing up, I forgot all of it.
Have you tried learning it again?
I have. I've gotten a good handle of some basic phrases and stuff.
Is the pathway still there, or is it just...
Yeah, they're definitely there. Like, as I start to hear things, especially the mouth stuff. Like, it's...
Yeah,
the words,
mouth stuff.
The words don't stick, but the oral
sounds.
posture makes sense.
Right. Like, when I was taught German in high school, I was done so by someone who was from Switzerland. So that's his native language. And then we learned... And I'm not saying I have the best accent in the world.
Sure.
But when I hear an American accent, it's so grating. Oh my God. We watched this one video one time where this gal who's American and has been living in Germany for 20 years, you know, married a guy.
Okay.
And she talked with a southern accent in German, and it was my favorite thing ever. It was like... You know, ich bin auf dem...
Ich bin auf...
It was amazing.
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
I'm telling you, right
but
there.
Aber ist nicht sehr good.
That's exactly it. It was so funny. And I was like... Oh, but here, you know, shout out Minder, my German teacher, didn't know that he didn't know English till he was 18. He's got no accent. He's one of those guys, he knows like 6 languages, 7 languages.
That's the thing that kills me is like you go to any Germanic country and their English accents are flawless, and then we try to learn German and we just sound like complete fucking assholes.
We had an exchange student who was German. She definitely had a strong German accent.
Yeah, I knew this guy Jakob.
By the way, so hot.
This guy Jakob, he went by Jacob because he didn't want to have to explain to anybody how his name was pronounced, and I didn't know he was Swedish until like 6 months later.
Yeah. You know, yeah, we had a Swedish foreign exchange student named Lisa, and she barely had an accent.
I am.
Also, so hot.
I'm noticing a trend here. There's a pattern.
No, that's it. Except for the 2 Japanese exchange students. They were also hot.
I think you need to say it the same way you said the other ones.
So hot.
Thank you. That's the important
you know what? They weren't so hot as relative to the next one. They were younger, and it was like,
that automatically relates to more attractive.
No, they weren't, because the other ones were hot women.
Oh, right.
And then the other ones felt like, oh, you're my age.
Oh, okay.
It's different.
Yeah, I'm not attracted to people who are the same age as me. That's gross.
No, they were still attractive. It was just different. I'm friends with one of these 4 people to this day.
Townsy, professional, mature woman fetishist.
At the time. When I was 16.
Sure.
Yeah, an 18-year-old was hot.
Yeah.
Now that I'm not 40, that's how old I am. It's not 40.
I remember I went to my first adult party at the age of 16. I was allowed
when you say adult party,
like grown adults, not as in
not a play party.
Yeah, not a play party. When I went to my first adult party when I was 16 years old, and I was allowed like a beer. I had 4, and nice. I remember distinctly actively hitting on a 40-year-old woman.
Hell yeah!
And she was receptive, but that might have been the tarantula that was working its way through her veins.
First time I ever got drunk was on tarantula. I was 18.
That's a tragedy.
Just hanging out with my cousin. Playing fucking NBA jams. I like Tarantula to this day.
That's good. That's good.
And I really like their Tarantula margarita, the blue stuff.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
It's nice
I can see Tarantula in a margarita being really interesting. Are you ready to reload? What's your deal?
Do you want me to?
All right,
you want me to kill it up?
Do we just go?
Okay, if you want me to catch up.
Well, hold on.
I was sipping. I don't look. You haven't eaten.
Are we supposed to be in parallel here? Like, what's the deal? Like,
I don't think there's a set rule, but you know what? Here's the new rule. Season 2. Anytime a guest finished a drink, I'm gonna down my drink.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And this is gonna suck on IPA episodes.
You're just gonna sprint to the finish line. I like it. Oh Jesus. Okay, so that was like half a beer he just chugged.
I didn't know what your pace was, and I was just kind of sipping.
I have a bad habit of drinking beer very quickly. Which
is that a bad habit, or
I would say it's a bad habit in some ways and a good habit in others.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, I didn't open it into the thing. Maybe I'll supplement it with like.
No, it's too late.
No. Okay, that didn't work.
Time is gone.
Okay.
You know, this is a beer drinking podcast. I should really come up with some listener drinking games for this.
Mm-hmm. It's fair. The hard part, though, is that people don't have specific. It would be better if it was always you and me, because then they would be able to spot when my voice is going to do. Like, you learn a person's vocal patterns.
Anytime you want to come on this show and drink some beers, we can do it weekly. I don't give a fuck.
Just hit me up, man.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't help that the last time you asked, you were like, "Hey, what are you doing in 2 weeks?" And you just happened to ask about Valentine's Day.
Yeah, never been big on holidays.
Yeah.
And we didn't do much that night anyway, me and the wifey.
Oh, shit. I feel really bad about mentioning League of Ultimate Questing and then giving everybody's character descriptions and then referencing the most important person. Law fucking Johnson is a goddamn wizard. He has done such an amazing job of like running the game and like doing like all of the fake commercials that we do. He's done all but one of them.
I have personally played games under Law as a DM. Mm-hmm. And I can attest, he's very good. He's really good at doing the legwork between games.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got great improvisation. He knows what he's doing. And what's great is he's my partner in making League of Ultimate Questing. So
I thought you were gonna go.
Oh yeah,
I thought you were going to come out. I thought you were going to come out
on cracking a beer
on this.
Well, that's okay because nobody's going to hear it, right?
They would now.
They would now. That's it. Zach's commission of admission.
I would put that as the tagline and be like, "What? Let me listen." In fact, why don't you do that for me? Help me out.
Zach comes out as homosexual.
You know,
or bisexual,
whatever. Somewhere in there.
Whatever happens.
Somewhere in there.
I love you, Law. But no, he's been great. I'm not sure if you've listened to any of the fake commercials yet.
I have.
They're really.
I can't think of it. I know we've talked about it off air.
Yeah.
And I threw you a few ideas.
He just did one that blew me the fuck away.
Yeah.
It's like one of those. Sultry,
he's really good at puns.
It's like one of those sultry late night video or late night ones, and it's called Sex Bard.
Sex Bard. Yes.
We'll roll seduction check after seduction check.
He's really good at like puns and parodies. Like that's just right up his alley.
All of what was it? It was all of our bards are like their charisma scores over 18.
That's fantastic.
And did I send you the Fayaway thing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Because that was all.
Because that's what started our discussion.
Yeah.
Where I say fuck the name brands, just go for it.
Yeah, there you go. No, I loved it, and
there is nothing that would be better for you than getting a cease and desist from someone that big, because then you can post it.
Yeah, just be
that
like,
means you're getting noticed.
No, I mean, we're having such.
I know I tossed you like one or two ideas, and I don't remember either of them right now, except for the Sprite one.
Neither do
it's
I.
Not original.
The Sprite one, yeah.
Right.
Oh god, I remember.
All right, let me toss you an idea.
Okay.
Magic brownies.
Oh
yes, you can eat them. They're pre-chopped up because brownies are fey.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brownies are fey.
Oh Jesus, yeah, fey. Jeez, you're killing me.
Yeah.
Brownies.
Yeah, they come pre-cooked in a pan.
Shame on you.
The bones are in there too for flavor.
We have bone in and boneless brownie options. Boneless brownies. Oh my god.
There you go.
That's the name. It's boneless brownie. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh shit.
I might have to do that. I'm actually about to do one that's like inspired by.
Yeah. It's doing the thing.
It's doing the buzzing.
There you go.
Here we go.
Got him.
I'm about to do one that's inspired by Miss Cleo.
Okay.
It's going to be like the whole like fortune telling thing, like divination.
Sure. But real? Jesus
Excuse
Christ.
Yeah. I've just,
I said earlier that like, you got to burp off mic, but that was no hiding that.
I'm not hiding that shit.
You couldn't. You could have went out of the room.
No, absolutely.
Mike's would have caught it. For sure.
Mike's would have got it. Nah, man, I gotta say, I've loved this fucking podcast. I'm having so much fun making it, and it's like this next. So we do chapters, and each chapter is one sit down. So one sit down is usually 5 episodes.
5 episodes.
So it's 5 hours of recording.
Yeah.
Each one, about 45 minutes or so, and then so we make one chapter, and then he does his best to make sure that there's a nice beginning and end point. And that's what. Then the next one is like the big, like us entering the proving grounds. It's us trying to prove that we're good enough to be a team. There's a lot of action shit, lots of like really great combats, really great skill challenges. And then like the best part about it though is the announcer voices, Kip and Storm, the halfling and the like grizzled war veteran orc. And it's so fun doing them, and we just
the color and play-by-play guys.
It's so fun, and one of the things I'm most excited about is once the game takes off, once we are actually a full team, Kip and Storm will be talking about the team proper instead of just kind of talking about the world and talking about the League of Ultimate Questing as a concept. They will be actively referring to our team.
Do you have a team name?
We do, but I can't reveal it yet because you got to watch the next episode. It comes out on Monday, and you will learn the new team name, which I'm very excited about.
Is it the Blue Angels?
It is not.
Is it?
Oh boy.
Group 2?
This is bad.
Oh, what a swell bunch we were in Group 2.
I think I like the name. I really like the name. I was a little hesitant at first, and then like it was like me and Michael just kept throwing ideas out, but nobody else was helping. We were just like bombarding each other with ideas, and then everybody kept voting on one of his and one of mine. And so what we decided to do was actually just break it apart, and then we took the first part of his and the last part of mine and stuck them together.
And that's how we got Slapdash.
Yeah, basically. No,
Slapdash.
There's actually a gag in episode 3, I think, or no, I think it was number 4. Where like we're talking about how it's possible that the Nexus organization, the people who run the League of Ultimate Questing, there are people that are suggesting that the team lottery has been tampered with, and I say something along the lines of, "Look, Kip, this is the Nexus Corporation. There's no way that they're some like back." They're the Nexus Corporation. They're not some back alley slapdash production company.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, it was such a nice
that on the fly, or did you write it beforehand?
It was literally like just beforehand, like because so we don't script the game. The game is just
obviously.
We just play the fucking game.
Well, I mean,
but for
Law kind of scripts the game. He outlines the game
a little bit, yeah,
because that's what DMs do, son.
He does a surprisingly little amount of outlining. I'm always impressed by how like he doesn't really bring notes. He doesn't really.
Let me ask you this though: does he have charts?
No,
really,
no charts.
So, have you ever played a game with Law outside of this?
I've played with him at Orcs twice.
He's the chart fucking master.
Yeah.
So, when we played, it was way back in 3.5, maybe Pathfinder, somewhere in there. It was like, something happens. Well, let me pull up a chart. Go ahead and roll. And it was 20 things of, and he had a notebook full of them. It's like, okay.
He has brought a critical fail chart, which has resulted in at least one goof, but nothing
good. I'm glad he's got at least one. Well, I didn't know, in such this is a different kind of game than fucking
definitely
goofballs sitting around a kitchen table
drinking
really, Mountain Dew.
There's a reason I'm so excited about the next chapter, because the first chapter was just one sit down and nobody really was comfortable except me. And so what would happen is I would be
wow, way to throw your castmates under the bus.
Oh no, they'll admit it themselves. So what was happening is like Law would say something and then I would wait a beat and then I would wait another beat and then I would wait another beat and I would be like, no one's going to say anything. All right, Artyom to the rescue. And then I would just say something as Artyom and it would just kind of be like to push them forward and get them saying stuff.
Every time you say that name, dude, there's a fighter.
What?
Artem Lobov.
Oh.
He's a fighter, and he's Conor McGregor's boy.
Interesting side note. Artyom is actually the Russian name for Artemis. And in Russian, it refers to a wolf.
So why aren't you playing Ranger?
My last name is Volkov, which is Russian for wolf. So his name is actually like Artemis Wolf. Which is a pretty cool name.
Nice.
But
why aren't you playing Ranger?
Because fucking Drow Cleric of Sunlight is so much goddamn cooler.
I know. That is really funny.
I love the idea because like, and he's got like we just got him like a pair of like sunglasses that he wears, so
it's that's
stylish.
nice. Are you getting in-game benefits from it?
No.
Bummer.
Excuse me. No, there are some in-game benefits. If I remember correctly, I don't get penalties on spot checks anymore, or I don't get penalties on perception checks in direct sunlight. That's it. I still get negative disadvantage when I attack anybody in sunlight, but I don't get disadvantage when I'm rolling perception checks. So it's just it's a non-combat bonus.
Yeah.
But and then hopefully down the line I might convince him to let me buy like a magic one that prevents the
or maybe make up a prestige. No, I don't know how 5th edition worked, by the way. And not prestige class, but I was going to say a feat.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's so good. 5th edition has blown my fucking mind. Like every single class is so well tuned. The only class that I would say is not great is Ranger. It really took a dive. They fix it with Unearthed Arcana. They released like a pretty solid fix for the whole concept, but I gotta say, like,
I'll be honest,
it's not good.
That makes me instantly want to play Ranger.
Oh, you should. They're great.
I like
play the Unearthed Arcana Ranger. They're
I want to play the shit Ranger.
Oh, you want to play the shitty Ranger?
I like for some reason, sometimes, not all the time, I like playing shit characters.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you a D&D story I had?
Please. I've been sitting here rattling off my D&D
This is an
stories.
awful one. Well, no, you're promoting, and which is what I want to do anyway.
Also, the best part, though, is I'm actually going to take this. I'm going to see if Law is cool with us posting it on Slapdash as like a, hey, by the way, we got talked about it on another podcast. Check it out.
Yeah, nice.
So you're going to get shamelessly promoted here, too, now.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hello, Slapdash audience. How you doing?
Ik ben I'm Pinecaster.
The German beer is really getting to you.
I
Isn't it?
love it. I love these fucking beers. I got fucking... Okay.
You were telling me a
This is a
D&D
two-part-
story.
Let me go to this first.
Okay.
I got on
We're queuing them up.
I got on these German white beers.
Okay.
Because of Gustav's.
Mm-hmm.
And they're samplers, and there's always this one.
Solveig works at Gustav.
Well, I was going to name names, but apparently Gustav's fucking sucks behind the scenes, and I'm very upset now.
It does.
I'm not going to say who told me that.
Nobody did.
Because I'm not naming names.
No, you're not going to name. Why would you do that?
But it's really bumming me out because I like the place, and it turns out I shouldn't give them my money.
Look, I'm not McCarthy. I'm not sitting here trying to get you to name any names. You
Yeah.
can just do what you're going to do.
How many people got that one?
I don't know. let's
So
post in the comments if you got the joke.
Yeah, please do. Comments. I was playing a game one time. We were starting up a new game. We had a group that we were with, and someone wanted to run a new campaign. Mm-hmm. And I came up, point by system, came up with this fucking character I really wanted to play.
Okay.
His name was Ook Ook.
Oh, God.
He was an orc druid with an intelligence of 6. So his whole point was he's fucking dummy, right?
Okay.
He's kind-hearted. He's good at a bunch of other things.
Sure.
He's dummy.
Yeah.
So the first thing the DM goes, it's like, blah, 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 blah. You're blessed. Your lowest stat is now a 12. I'm like, well, that's the whole point of the character is to play dummy.
Well,
you just
awful.
ruined the... By the way, only session we played of that game because it's like, everyone was like, what... No, we didn't know. Why are we doing this? Look, I'm not a min-maxer.
Sure.
I like to play characters and especially characters with flaws and lean into them.
I love playing things off type. So one of my favorites was, his name was Crash, and he was a half-orc barbarian. And I got permission from the GM to use Bardic Inspiration while I was raging.
Okay.
The idea was that he was a improvised percussionist. So he would walk into a battle, or so like if I remember correctly, and let me try to remember this. So these guys are like trying to like shit talk us. They're basically trying to like threaten us and like intimidate us away. So all of a sudden, the fighter just pulls out his shield, takes his sword, and starts hitting it in a rhythm. Duh. Duh, duh. And then everybody else starts going along with the rhythm, and I just start kind of like my eyes kind of turn down, and I'm just trying to shake it off. I'm like, no, not now, not like this. And then they were like, do it. They're just like beating this drum, and all of a sudden I go fucking nuts, and I just attack, and it was so fucking great because he uses the battle rhythm, the rhythm of combat, as the means to create his percussion.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such a cool concept. Like, you know.
I like it. I would definitely have him dual wield small maces. You know, drumsticks.
There you go.
And when I say small maces, I mean not maces. I mean like maces for halflings.
Right.
Metal drumsticks.
This is metal drumsticks. That was a fun character. All 2 sessions I got to play him.
What was your first character you ever had?
Oh, fuck me. Oh, Jesus.
I know mine.
Samantha Frost ran a game when I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Freshman year. It was a... Oof. If I remember correctly, I want to say it was...
She was your gateway?
She was. She was my gateway for a lot of things. She was my gateway for Firefly.
Mm-hmm.
I love Firefly. She was my gateway for Red Dwarf, which is one of my favorite things.
Currently reading a Firefly comic book.
Nice.
Yeah.
She was my gateway.
Bunch of miniseries.
She was my gateway for Buffy. She was my gateway for a lot of shit.
My wife is watching Buffy start to finish right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. But I believe, if I remember correctly, I think I might have been a Drow Ranger.
Oh, of course.
No. I was just a normal elf. I was just an elf ranger. It was just elf. Samantha will have to correct me on this, but I'm pretty sure I was an elf ranger. That was it.
That was it.
How
long did it last?
Nothing special. Like one session. It was just a one-off, but it got me real fucking excited. I think my favorite moment is when you're trying to explain D&D to people, and they say, and they're starting to come around, and there's that moment, and I know you know this moment, where they look at you and they say like, well, could I wear like a really cool coat and like have these like I don't know, like hair kind of like this? And you're like, yeah, man, you can have whatever you want. And then they give you that look of like, I can do whatever I want, and it just dawns on them.
You know what I always found a good selling point was because I used to hang out with a bunch of not Rocky but theater nerds. Like,
sure,
it's like, yeah, but don't you just fucking nerd out? It's like, picture this: you're in a play. But there is no script. You write the script as you go.
Right? Yeah, there you go.
That's what it is.
Yeah. That's it. That's one of the reasons why I'm always surprised when I meet
Improv.
somebody. Whenever I meet somebody who's in theater and they don't play D&D, and I'm like, dude,
what are you doing?
Play that shit.
What are you doing with your
Get
life?
your fucking improv up.
Where are you at right now?
Where are you at? What kind of life are you leading?
What are you doing with your dash?
Are you going for like a little semi-chug there? Okay.
Yeah, I've been milking it.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. Like I'm like I said, I burn through beers quick.
Yeah.
So this
gonna be a short podcast.
It's gonna be short. This is why you can't just bring a sixer. It's gotta be like 2
Oh, dude, last time though we were drinking those 8%ers, even though they were small, we went through them way too fast.
Yes. God, and then we did Reds.
Got a little drunk.
And then we did Red's apple thing, that little baby beer thing.
That's what I'm saying. The
Okay.
The 12-pack of it was wicked apple cider.
Excuse me.
With Emily, who did not have fun. She doesn't like the way we talk to each other.
What?
She's like, you guys were just yelling and arguing. I'm like, no. We were bantering.
I thought we were really civil, that one.
We were.
Okay.
She's just sensitive.
Weird.
Emily is.
But she enjoyed my company, I'm assuming. I hope.
Oh shit! No. It was when we got loud with each other. Emily is my co-host podcast on our rebranding podcast on this network.
Do you want to give that another shot?
Emily is my podcasting partner when we do a show called Rebranding on this same network.
And the only kind of partner they will ever be.
Yeah, probably. She don't want me.
She don't want none of this.
No, she don't.
She ain't trying to take a slice of this business.
Don't think that I didn't try. Do not think that I didn't try.
Don't think
she is ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
And you don't even need to neg her because she negs herself. She doesn't understand that she's hot.
She negs herself.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
One time we were doing a podcast and we discussed something and she's like, "Wait, like, oh, there's a thing for tiny titties because she's very slight." I was like, "Yeah, there's a whole thing for tiny titties."
Yeah, there's a whole thing.
Yeah, she's like, "So I could like webcam and make money." I'm like, "You would make so much money.
You don't even
what
need
are you talking about?
You don't even need a fetish to make money off that shit.
No.
You could wear a parka and play a video game and still get money."
I'm like, are you Are you? Do you not understand the internet right now? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You could make so much money. I told her, by the way, she just graduated with a degree in foo art stuff.
Is that what it says on the? Is that what it says on the degree? I hope.
High fashion.
Oh, high fashion.
We did an episode on high fashion.
I see.
And how garbage it is.
Lovely.
Which she admits. Yeah, that's kind of the point. But I told her, like, go on Twitch and just when you're sewing, put a camera on it.
I yet again have beaten David by half a beer.
Okay, hold on. But yeah, just do a Twitch where you're sewing.
Yeah. Just chat, just talk, be sweet,
or not, or not. That the kind of thing. If you're into sewing, it would be great.
Well, and you've already got the equipment, man. Why ain't you making yourself her producer and manager and getting that little percentage on you?
Trying to get me to pimp her out? Or?
I am. You could just take a tiny little sliver of a percentage, give her all the equipment and everything.
I could set something up.
You could.
Pretty cheap.
You could.
For her. Mm-hmm. She's got a computer. That's like the main dump right there. Yeah. Although I'm not allowed to go over to her house because she lives with her mother, who's very religious.
I wasn't sure what you were going to say. She lives with her, and I'm just like waiting. I'm like, what's it going to be?
Oh no! If it was her boyfriend, he's been. I've done a podcast with him.
Okay.
We don't get along too well, but like
I said K, not gay, and I realized how bad that sounded.
Gay.
No.
People should start saying that. K. But like in the.
There you go.
No, we don't dislike each other. Sure. We're just very different people.
That's good. It's good that you're willing to admit that.
Not everyone gets along, but I don't dislike him. I hope he doesn't dislike me, and I don't know. There's different kinds of people.
There's different kinds of people. Here we go. That sounded good. That was a nice little tits.
All right, so Slapdash is not just the League of Ultimate Questing.
No, it's not. It's by far our most successful product.
Luck.
We always sign off with "We wish you luck."
K.
No, it's we also have League of in addition to League of Ultimate Questing, we also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Slapdash Studios.
Do you run League of Ultimate Questing on your YouTube?
Not yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do like a 1 month after we'll post it on there. But the idea is that we want to make sure that there's enough visual medium on it to justify having it on YouTube. We don't just want to post a podcast without something visual there because that can annoy some people. And plus, we also feel like there's some really good visual content we could put on there with it. So it'll be like more of a, once the show's done really well, we have an excuse to go back and revisit it.
But are you going to re-release the original stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we might like touch up the editing a little bit.
I put a lot of mine up. I haven't done this latest run of rebranding, but I put a lot of mine up with just a still. That way, some people don't download podcasts, but they will stream YouTube as a podcast while they're doing stuff.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I like that there's Spotify, because people can just use Spotify for the podcasting, and you don't really have to. And most people have a Spotify account. If you don't have a Spotify account,
I don't have a Spotify account.
You probably have a Gmail account, or you have something else you can watch with. And here's the best part: if you don't want to do any of that, just go to slapdashstudios.com. It's right there. You can just watch it right there.
Shameless plugs.
Yeah,
slapdashstudios.com.
Yeah. But no, like we specifically set it up so that the RSS feed plays directly through the website. So if you don't want to make an account, you don't want to go through the hassle, just watch it. That's all we want, is we want people to enjoy it. And that's like, and I get that though. Like I was always afraid that like podcasts kind of needed, like I didn't even know anything about podcasts until like a year ago.
You don't need the YouTube visual component. Nothing. People will listen to it. However, there is a small group of people that will stream it through YouTube, let's say, and it's not gonna bump your numbers. It's just one additional way.
Sure. I really would love to plan a live show of League of Ultimate Questing.
Yeah.
I think once we break over 100 confirmed audience on every episode, then we'll probably do like a live show, just so we can get like
just one live show,
just to get like 20 people who are like interested in listening, and we'll do the normal recording and post it as a podcast as usual.
May I make a suggestion?
What?
If you do that, I would do it with the, it could be the same people, but under a different story. That way, podcast-only listeners don't miss the chunk of the story.
Well, so what I was thinking is, all we would be doing is just recording. We would just do our normal recording session, but we'd be live streaming.
And you'd still record.
Exactly.
Yeah, that works too.
We post it as usual. So it's like, if you really want to see everything before it happens, you're basically getting 4 episodes right off the bat.
Yeah.
You just get to sit down and watch 5 episodes
nothing for a month.
And then, you can, So it's like, if you want the spoilers and watch it all right now, sure.
Spoiler
but you're not
alerts.
going to get anything for a month.
Yeah, I think that'd be... I've watched a few D&D games over video streaming, and I do like it.
Have you seen Critical Role?
I can't name one because none of them are that interesting to me that I keep listening to them.
Critical Role is huge. They've got millions and millions of viewers or listeners every time they release. They're huge. It's just staggering. And I would argue that Critical Role has been fundamental in all the success of all D&D podcasts. Like, before them, there really wasn't a lot of success to be had in that. And they kind of like redefined it. And Matt Mercer is an unfucking believably good GM, and everybody does really well. There's like this like running joke that that Critical Role is scripted, but like they're not. They're just amazing voice actors. And like Matt Mercer voices characters on Overwatch and things like that. He's like a professional voice actor. Yeah. And so,
which is, by the way, I love the podcast universe where you get people like that.
Yeah.
That do work in the entertainment industry, but also have this other outlet where they can control it all themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's just something I really enjoy about it. But like the thing about the whole show is that it kind of paved the way for other podcasters. Like, don't get me wrong, like Adventure Zone is huge, but without the success of Critical Role and without the success of like Geek and Sundry, I don't think that Adventure Zone would have done as well as it did. Then again, my brother and me and the McElroy brothers just kind of have a lot of success. They're really good at what they do.
By the way, you're 0 for 1 on suggesting podcasts to me. You know that, right?
You specifically said you liked My Brother and Me. Or no, not My Brother and My... What is it?
Yeah, that's the one you suggested.
Yeah.
I can't.
What? I thought you liked it.
No, it's good enough.
Okay.
I can't tell them apart.
What? Really?
And they're not that funny.
Fuck you.
I
sorry, I had a little something in my throat. Let me say that again.
You can cuss on this podcast.
Fuck you.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Not everyone likes the same things.
No. Yeah, everybody likes My Brother and Me. Go fuck yourself. This has actually just proved to me that David is actually not a human being.
Yeah.
He's a soulless, heartless, monstrous robot.
That's never been in doubt. That's not a... What are you talking about?
Well, the rest of you who actually like to have joy in your life, feel free to watch My Brother and Me.
I have so much joy, but it's not the kind of thing I like to listen to.
It's the kind of thing that I couldn't listen to past 200 episodes. There's 500 or some odd, and I was going in order, and I was like, at a certain point, I just couldn't keep going.
Yeah,
because I find them fucking hilarious.
I listen to it, and it's like.
Did you jump to the beginning, or did you just...
No. I can't, because most podcasts that I listen to and like talk a lot of current events.
Yeah.
And so I don't ever go back unless it's like something like a serial.
Yeah.
Or a D&D.
I would... At the very least, I would suggest listening to the episode Limp Bizkit Skank, which is particularly
sure. You got to remind me, and I will. I will.
Sure.
But like... They were like almost too cheeky and really love to smell each other's farts.
Well, after 500 episodes, you kind of just you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and not just eventually get tired.
Well, then don't do the same thing over and over again. I guess. And again, I didn't listen to them all. I'm just going by what you just said. I'm just going by what you just said. I don't know, but look, that's one of those things where I listen to it. It's a good podcast.
Yeah,
it's just not for me. Yeah, there's tons of them out there. There's a lot of good podcasts that aren't for me. Mm-hmm. Same thing with movies and music and blah, 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 blah. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not good.
Right.
I like a lot of dog shit. And I dislike a lot of really, really, really good things.
Sure.
Admittedly. So
you probably...
I'm not the gauge for if something's good or not.
You probably will not like Critical Role.
Okay.
Almost guaranteed. I'm going to say you probably
I do enjoy. I was listening to 8-Bit Saga Star Wars Run D&D. That was really good.
I don't think you'll like Critical Role. Critical Role is a little slower.
Okay.
It's not.
Do they smell each other's farts and clap?
No.
Okay, because that's one of the things that's like, oh, that wasn't that funny. You didn't have to give it that.
Oh yeah, God forbid they enjoy their work, right?
No.
Fuck them. Fuck these guys.
Each other's farts.
Oh, excuse.
You know what I mean?
God forbid they enjoy their brother's work. Fuck that.
Well, if they enjoy it for reals, it's one thing. But sometimes people are over appreciative on mic.
Maybe.
I move this thing way too much. I should never have got this swing arm.
You'll notice I haven't moved it.
I know
at all.
Emily doesn't either.
It's because I can just move. I can move my head.
But I got like a.
If you're gonna move it,
I'm fidgety.
If you're gonna move it, I would suggest getting like $150 like super one that's like amazing.
But only on this side, and fuck anyone sitting over there.
Yeah, just fuck me.
Yeah, I'm fidgety.
Personally, excuse me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to smell your own fart right there.
My throat farts.
I laughed way too much at that.
I'm really enjoying making content. That's all I like.
Fuck yeah.
I just fucking love making it.
Well, that's another thing is I have a lot of friends that are making content that isn't for me. But fuck yeah, good for them. I will share anything as everyone should be making content that makes them happy. That's fucking more important to me than if I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It really makes me happy to see other people making art and loving it.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. I'll celebrate that to the moon.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I really like doing what I'm doing right now, just because League of Ultimate Questing is doing so much better than I expected it to.
Yeah.
We're growing every day. Like it's not a slow growth either. Like we're getting at least 5 to 10 new watches.
Yeah. You're also earning it. You put a lot of work into it, and it shows.
We are busting my ass. So I actually had to edit today, even though I'm actually moving apartments in 2 days. I didn't have time to pack because I had to edit my video or my most recent episode, and that edit process took like 3 hours, and that's after 3 hours that I did recently. So I put about 6 hours per episode, plus the recording, plus the producing and editing and or like a live stuff, because I'm the producer and a character, so I'm simultaneously trying to roleplay the character and play the game, but I also am at the soundboard keeping everybody's levels right, like letting everybody know that they need, like I'm giving like the wrap up signals and stuff like that
during
the game. Yeah. So while we're playing. And then Law, he's doing the trying to like do the performer thing. Which is like, and so it's hard. It's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah,
but it's also rewarding work, and I feel good about doing it.
Isn't that the best? You get. I used to have this thing where when I started my first podcast, it was like every day that it was the day to podcast, I would get like, for lack of a better word, stage fright.
Sure.
Dread it. Whenever he canceled, it was like heroin. When my partner canceled, I was like, I don't have to do that. But every time we did it, even if I had that dread coming, the worst dread going in, I'll be there in a minute. We did it, and by the end of it, I was like, okay, what's double heroin? It was double heroin.
It's double heroin.
It was double heroin. Yeah, there's nothing better than being happy with something that you created.
Yeah. Well, and I think a large part of it also is that for so long I've been doing work that I did not enjoy, jobs that I hated, tasks and hobbies that were largely just kind of things that I did out of obligation or out of like social expectations. And now I'm doing something that I feel that not only do I enjoy doing, but I also feel like I'm good at.
Yeah.
It's one of the few things that I'm like, you know what, Zach, you're actually pretty good at talking into a mic. You're pretty good at having a presence. But at the same time, there's also that huge self-deprecating attitude. So like people are complimenting Artyom, and I'm just like, what do I do with that? Well, what do I say?
For example, when I brought up this topic at the beginning of the podcast, you got beat fucking red.
Oh yeah, and I can't. And that's the weird thing is because like half the time I feel really proud of my work and I feel like I'm doing very well and I feel like it's something I'm good at, and then the other half the time I'm just so convinced that I'm a big worthless piece of shit and doing a terrible job and everything sucks.
Well, and to be perfectly honest, I think that is important if you want to make good content for a long time, because as soon as you start loving the smell of your own farts,
as soon as you're convinced that you're good,
never think you're good. Think I can be better.
I can always be better.
You can always think you're good. That's not what I meant. Always think I can be better.
Yeah. I think it's about time that I accept that I'm doing all right, and then also simultaneously keep doing more.
Always, yeah. Always keep grinding. Yeah. Even if you're on top of the world, keep grinding.
Yeah.
There's always room to improve. Mm-hmm. And yeah. So there's it's good to stay humble. It's good to take compliments and be flattered by them still.
Some people don't know how to be the right amount of humble. They're too humble, and it gets real old.
Yeah.
I love Law to death, but he is so self-deprecating, and I'm like, dude, you're a fucking genius. You're so good at this shit. Mm-hmm. And I just wish I want to grab him by his stupid whiskers and shake him because he's so good at accurate. He's so good at shit. And I'm just like, dude, just appreciate how good you are at things and keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit, did I not tell you? What's his name? Pat Kilbane from Mad TV. He likes League of Ultimate Questing.
Nice.
He specifically, out of fucking nowhere, Pat Kilbane. And I'm just like, what? Hold on. Wait, why? Huh? And I don't know how to react to the idea that someone who I like watched on TV as a kid is watching something that, or listening to something that I'm doing and likes it.
Do you think you could ever get him on an episode?
Oh, never. Oh God, no. I mean, maybe Law could, because apparently he really likes Law's work, because Law does a lot of like side stuff.
Yeah, I mean, why couldn't you?
Right?
You know, fucking Wesley from Star Trek does shit. What's his name? Will Wheaton. He does like D&D with Penny Arcade.
Oh, I actually wanted to take a moment and mention. So
Penny Arcade?
No,
they've heard it. They got their deal. They're fine.
Law does cooking and GMing for Orcs. Have you ever been to Orcs?
No, but he does cooking for them.
He's a chef.
Well, that's a treat. Well, yes, I've had his food before.
Yeah, of course you have. But
he's a really good chef.
Yeah. So he's
one of those guys that will take a bunch of shit and make fucking what do you say that? Make a
what?
Something fuck, what's the phrase? You make sushi out of chicken shit. What the fuck is the phrase? Anyways, make something good out of just a bunch of random shit.
Yeah. So
what the fuck is the phrase? God damn it.
Okay. So you've never been to Orcs. I strongly recommend it. It's you basically
I'm so scared of strangers.
You pay like, I don't know, however much the price sometimes changes, but it's like you get a gourmet meal and they run a D&D game for you for 4 hours.
So we're doing a spot. All right, go ahead.
No, this is just me fucking loving Orcs.
Go ahead, do a spot. They sponsor you, right?
They did once. Yeah.
All right, so let's go. Let's hear it. Let them get their money out of it. Let them get their fucking sponsorship out of it. Go ahead.
Orcs is a tavern pop-up in the Portland, Oregon area. Now, I don't want to get all into that shit, but no, seriously, they're really fucking good. It's good food. Yeah. Law cooks for them. Sometimes he GMs for them.
I've met one of the GMs, and he was a fucking super nice guy.
Michael, who plays Hearthax, is also a GM for Orcs.
Is that the guy I met?
I don't know if you met him.
Halloween.
At
your mom's house.
He was not there.
Okay.
Michael was not there.
But I met a GM for Orcs at your mom's house.
Oh, did you?
On Halloween. He was a really nice guy.
Oh, shit. Was there one there? Who was it?
Oh, Jesus. That poor guy right now.
If you did, it might have been one of my mom's friends and not one of mine.
Nope. It was definitely a kid.
A young person.
We'll talk later.
Oh, Brian! Oh, fuck me, Brian. Of course, Brian.
Whoa, fuck you, Brian. You mean fuck Brian, you can't remember.
Brian, fuck me. No, Brian, yeah.
You heard it here first. Coming out.
I feel really bad about it.
Coming out.
No, Brian, yeah, Brian is an Orcs GM.
Super dude.
He's a great guy.
He was really nice to talk to.
He introduced me to my current girlfriend. Well, his girlfriend introduced me to my current girlfriend.
It's close enough.
It's basically the same.
It's basically the same.
When you're in a relationship, you're just one person.
You're just one.
You were one unit.
Why not? Do you subscribe to if someone tells you a secret, and by the way, you have a long-term partner and they're a trustworthy person, that they told you guys a secret? Unless specifically said otherwise.
There's only one way in which that's acceptable. If that other partner, if the one you did not specifically tell, is good at keeping fucking secrets.
Well, of course,
like
that's
the
what
idea,
I mean.
assuming all parties do their goddamn job and keep their mouth shut, then I don't care if you tell your partner.
Right,
unless it's
because
about them. In which case I'd say, like, don't tell them.
Well, and here's another thing. If, let's say, I say, hey, here's a secret. Blah, 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 blah. And you tell your long-term fucking partner. Let's say it's something like, hey, my wife's pregnant. Secret, right?
Yeah.
I haven't told the world yet. Which, by the way, she's not. Shut up. Don't read into this. She is not. We're not there.
Look,
and you told your partner, like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Again, you told your partner because you can trust her.
It's when no.
If I say to you, hey, here's a secret, you can't tell your partner.
Yeah, that's the important part, because like I know people who have shitty fucking partners, and I'll just be like, hey bud, I'm telling you this. Can you not tell?
Yeah.
Can you not tell Brittany, because she's a crazy bitch? Okay.
Fuck Brittany.
Honestly,
straight up fuck Brittany.
Yes, fuck Brittany.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Brittany's a huge bitch. No, hold on. I'm not talking about a specific Brittany.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Look, if I am talking about a specific Brittany, which I'm not, I would say that the Brittany...
Allegedly.
The Brittany that I'm not talking about is a fucking dog shit human being. Yeah. And that a good friend of mine did not deserve to be treated like dog shit.
And she can't keep her fucking mouth shut.
Apparently she can't keep her fucking mouth shut.
That dumb C word.
This fucking C-word vessel over here.
You know the word that's Australian for friend?
Yeah. Calling somebody a C-word vessel is a great, like...
Cunt vessel. I don't know what that means. By the way, I love that word. Oh, C-word vessel.
Yeah, you get it. No, yeah. You're getting it now.
Not actually cunt.
No, not actually cunt.
Not actually cunt. I love that word, by the way. That word, to me, and I don't use it often in public because other people don't share the same views, obviously.
Okay.
If someone says that to you and they're serious, that's just like flipping someone off to their face. I can't take you fucking serious. If you're mad at me and you flip me off, I'm like, what? Are we 12? Are we 12 right now?
I watched these like two dudes across the street from each other, like yelling at each other like they were having a fight, and they kept like aggressively flipping each other off.
You saw this on the internet, didn't you?
Did I?
I definitely saw it on the internet.
Shit. This might actually... I had that bad habit where like my brain thinks things actually happened, and then I'm like, nah, that was an internet video, homie.
Seriously.
I no shit thought the free Shavakadu thing happened to me.
The free...
You know, like the mom who's like driving and like there's a sign and it says free fresh avocado, but it looks like free Shavakadu.
Oh.
I genuinely thought that happened to me and not on the internet.
That's
because
hilarious.
my brain's just like, why is it important that it happened on the internet? It's just a thing.
So that very thing is what got me out of jury duty.
Free Shavakadu?
No, just human brains being dog shit.
Okay.
So they're like, hey, we got this case and there was some shit that went down and we got one witness. I'm like, I don't believe one guy because memories are awful. And for example, I am often wrong. I can't take one person's eye account witness.
That's valid.
And put someone in jail or fine them or whatever.
Yeah, no, I feel like witness accounts are really dubious, but we're not going to talk about that because that sounds like a really.
But it's the same thing. Is you doing that just now kind of proves my point. It's like, yeah, memories are great or bad, but they're not accurate.
I don't think I've ever called a woman a cunt.
I've never have.
But here's the thing.
I've never called a man that either.
Not out of
But I will throw that word. I've called celebrities that.
Not out of propriety. I think just because it doesn't occur to me that a woman could be a cunt. Because in my mind, the definition of cunt is specifically a man who's being a huge asshole to such a degree that he's crossed the line from asshole into like impossibly like just horribly shitty territory.
For me, in my mind, it is someone who you don't know, someone on the internet, a celebrity, whatever, who's just being a super Becky.
Weird thought.
Like unrealistic garbage white people shit.
Weird thought here. Have you ever called a woman an asshole?
No, that's the best.
I love it. I love it.
I haven't.
I've done it so many times where I'm looking at him like, you're just being an asshole. You're just a huge asshole.
You fucking asshole. No. Here's the thing. I don't call people names.
I do. all the time.
I don't. It in my mind.
It's admirable. I am a huge shitty human being.
No. I've called people stuff like, you're a bad human being, not to their faces, because in that sort of confrontation, there's nothing helping. Are we going to fight? I don't want to. Okay, let's go separate ways. I just don't want to be around you.
Sure.
I have said that people are bad people. I've said that people are assholes.
Excuse me.
But like, I don't call names because I don't get anything out of it.
I don't call names out of anger.
I call inanimate objects horrible things.
You're an inanimate fucking
all the
object.
time. You motherfucker. You piece of shit that just landed on my foot.
Right. Insults are designed to be said in abstract, not towards actual human beings who have feelings. You know,
Yeah.
It's just a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
But I've called a person an asshole. It's such a weird thing to hear a woman refer to an as. You don't think
I
that
love it.
insults have
I love it.
genders? That doesn't make any sense, but yet they do. Like,
They
certain
do.
things just don't sound natural to call
You
somebody.
know what I didn't know until maybe a month or two ago? You know, the insult pecker
Sure. Peckerwood.
is towards specifically white people.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just a dude who's being an asshole.
A Peckerwood, yeah.
How is that? Okay, first of all, let's not get into it.
That's not.
But
Let's work together on not getting
I
into
didn't
it.
know that, and that blew my. I'm indiscriminate age that is not 40, and I learned that recently.
Oh, Jesus.
That I've called. Yeah, I've heard people called peckers before that were like, just especially women talking to men. You fucking pecker.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I think it's where I grew up that we didn't make that connection. I'm
empty.
I don't have any more.
You gotta finish yours.
Okay.
Yeah, this is yet again like half a beer that he's having to chug because I finished mine way too fast.
Because I'm too busy fucking jaw-jacking,
Jaw-jacking.
fucking saying nonsense.
Hobnobbing.
That's what I love
Sitting
doing.
here chin waggling.
Chin waggling.
I was gonna say making that sweet chin music, but that's not what that
No,
means.
that's Shawn Michaels shit right there.
It's to punch somebody in the face.
Kicking.
Kicking, really?
Yeah. Sweet chin music.
Is that kicking, not punching?
Shawn Michaels, sweet chin music. That was his finisher. Okay, and you know what he would do? Is he would stand in the corner. He would knock you down, whatever.
I'm not going to call you out for having wrestling on when I came in. I'm not going to do that. Because that would be a shitty thing
Go
to
for it.
do.
I started watching in the last year.
That's good.
A year or so ago, I started watching it. But listen.
Have you been to Blue Collar
He
Wrestling?
would. No. He would stomp his foot, and he would call it warming up the band.
Oh,
And then when
Jesus
the person
Christ.
stood up, sweet chin music.
There is Blue Collar Wrestling here in Oregon, in Portland, I think in Northeast. I can't remember where specifically, but it is like a gymnasium or like an auditorium. Like, of
course it is.
It's like a school cafeteria almost, and it's interesting. Like, you can tell that there are people there who've been there for ages, and they've been coming for years. They're really into it. Other people are just there for the kick, and you can always spot them because the ones who are just there for a kick, they look like hipsters.
Yeah.
And then you got the people who are genuinely into it. But it's surprisingly like
Yeah,
human.
it's making a second comeback. So they had the Attitude Era in the late 90s, which is amazing. Just the best time in the world.
What's your plan on time?
I don't have one. We're out of beers, so we should probably wrap it up soon. But I've never had a podcast where I said we're going to go this many hours.
Fair enough.
Because if it's over early, that means there's no conversation to be had.
That's fair.
If it goes long, fuck it. That means we had a great conversation. If it's so long that I got to break it into two parts, I'll break it up into two parts. Holy shit, what's going on the side?
Oh, yeah, no, you've been having some pretty aggressive cars out there. I gotta pee like a motherfucker, which is why I was asking.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, why not?
All right, so this has been Season 2, Episode 1, Cracking a Beer. I need to get some drinking games in this bitch.
Yes.
All right, Slapdash Studios, what else? .com. Wait, slapdashstudios.com.
If you're interested in League of Ultimate Questing, check out slapdashstudios.com for more information. You can watch all of our videos there, or you can find us on Spotify, Google, iTunes, pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts. You can also find us on youtube.com/slapdashstudios if you like Let's Plays and things like that, especially if you're into Pokemon. Law loves that stuff, and he's always got a Let's Play going. I was about to sign off the way I always...
Oh, go ahead. That would be fun.
So I always sign off the YouTube videos the same way. which is, you know, I really appreciate everybody listening, and I love you. Good night.
Oh, that's nice. That's cute. I should start signing off a specific way. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.